So we are here at Mondomusica 2014, booth number 281, conical instruments, bowed instruments in the conical construction, which is an invention of my son and me, and we have got the patent, which is a German patent, but the copyright on these, let me say, I hope artifacts, is worldwide, and we don't give licenses to anybody because we have a brand worldwide which is singular, and means that we don't have to discuss whether these instruments are copies of, well, let's say Stradivari or other famous masters, which are, of course, we love them, and we have the greatest respect for these old masters. Anyway, the question was to go along copying them, or to find a way to do singular other things, especially instruments, of course, with other gifts, other potentials, especially sound potentials, and in here the answer to the modern concert halls, which are big and bigger, and having an auditory of thousands of people, and bowed instruments as soloist instruments have to fight against those big halls with so many people inside, and it's very, very difficult with the classical instruments to really get the last auditor or visitor listening to your music in a distance of, let me say, 100 meters or what, or even less. So you need more power in your sound, and the question was exactly that. How can one have more power out of classical instruments built for classical music, or even modern music? The task was by the traditional material wood to produce instruments which are strong enough in their sound projection without having to reinforced electronically by microphones and loudspeakers. And this is the miracle word loudspeaker, which in my fantasy gave me the idea how the instruments have to be constructed and built to have more energy from the same wood, let me say. And this brought me to the conical design, which is not only a design, but it's interior. It's a technical invention, which I don't talk about. It's not shown in the patent. The patent says by geometrical law, ends of the ribs must be parallel, like at the classical instruments, and also the angle, the conical angle of the ribs, those parallel lines must be in a right angle to the center line of the instrument. And this is what the patent says. It doesn't say how you reach these conditions, which is good for us because it's not so easy to go behind and to copy, which is, let me say, forbidden anyway because the patent exists still many, many years and gives us a certain projection. Sometimes we know exactly there are coming up copies, but the originals, by this construction, forever, as long as we live, my son and me, only originals can be from us, from my son and me. It's a special adventure to present such a new type of bowed instruments, especially in Cremona, where the greatest, the gods of violin making lived, like Stradivari, first of all the Amatis, all the Guarneris, and so on. And we are very happy that the Cremona violin makers are very friendly with our modification of bowed instruments, and they more and more accept, because indeed musicians practice on those instruments, and their experience is that these instruments have a very, very focused, energetic sound. So we come together with our invention to the magic place Cremona and the Mondomusica, and this time in the year 2014 we are here the 5th time, and I'm sure in the upcoming years we return back to Cremona, to Mondomusica.